I think the smart businesses, including the ones you've just mentioned, have gotten to where they are because they're forward-thinking. They're kind of enlightened businesses, and they don't want to wait for a regulator to tell them what to do. They want to be ahead of that. They want to do what's right, and not just because they're good people, but because that's the smart thing to do for their business and to ensure the sustainability and the longevity of their businesses.
But sometimes a company that is expanding by its very nature is disrupting and at times has negative repercussions. The like of Uber will mean that some taxi drivers will be displaced, will not have jobs. There is going to be some automation within the world that means that those of less skill will find themselves underemployed for what they would wish. How do companies go out and help tackle that?
Well, I mean, you can't be disruptive and not break some eggs. But all of these companies are creating much more value than they're destroying. And I think they're creating more opportunities than they're eliminating. And there are always going to be, in one of these transitions, some portion of a workforce who are trained in a very specific skill, who may not be able, for whatever reason, to transition to the new skill, who may not be able to make that transition, but the vast majority will. And not only that, these technologies will attract more people to that role, to that job, and kind of grow the workforce as well.
So would it be Uber's responsibility to help reskill people, do you think, or do you think that's always a government's responsibility?
I don't think it's a question of responsibility. I think it's a question of strategy. If your business requires somebody to reskill a group of people and to incur some expense in doing that, your business is not going to grow. You have to build a business that somebody can teach themselves, somebody can adopt your tools and join your workforce very easily and start earning money in a very flexible way without any kind of specific training or retooling. And that's what they're doing.
And so when we look at 2017, we might see companies reevaluating how they do indeed go out and talk to their user base, their employees, and face the world. But also, you want outsized returns, as you say. Is 2017 the year for that? Are you bracing yourself for more exits when you look at your portfolio?
Well, we're very excited about what we have in our portfolio at Index. We've been doing this for 20 years, and many of these businesses have been growing a very exciting businesses and market positions that are reaching a point where, yes, some of them could tap public markets in 2017, and that would get them to the kind of next stage of their growth and development.
Is the IPO the way to go, or is M&A something that you think is fruitful? How do you feel the market is shaping up for 2017?
Well, the entrepreneurs we back always think about an IPO because it's a step along the path to being the company that they want to be, to having the surface area that they're looking for, and the resources to be able to take on the whole world with their platform. It's not an end in of itself. It's actually a step along the way. M&A can come along before, it can come along after an IPO, but that's kind of a final transaction. That's something where a team has to actually sell their company, sell their baby, and the entrepreneurs we work with really want to try to push that off as long as they possibly can. They want to keep building their company.
And are the investment opportunities for you still there? Many VCs, particularly in Europe and in the United States and Asia, have been really building up funds of late. Have they been able to find the assets they want to put the money to work on? Yeah,
we've had a very, very active quarter, the last quarter of last year, and we continue to see really exciting opportunities in Europe and in the US.
What sort of verticals are you most excited about?
Well, we're continuing to invest in consumer propositions. That's always been something that we've been active in, and we continue to see very exciting things there. And also on the kind of deeper technology enterprise infrastructure side, we're also seeing some very interesting opportunities, application software as well for the enterprise.